Hello children, welcome for today's biology class. So today we are going to continue the chapter Plant Kingdom. In that we are going to study regarding angiosperms. So angiosperms are flowering plants. These all are flowering plants and here they produce pollen grains, ovules. These are produced in specialized structure called flowers. And here seeds are there. Seeds are enclosed by fruits and it consists of large group of plants. When you observe our planet Earth, it consists large amount of angiosperms, and the size of angiosperms it ranges from tiny from that and very tall tree. For tiny example you can give us Wolffia, and for tall tree eucalyptus, it is about 100 meters tall. So angiosperms, it provides us food, fodder, fuel, medicines, all they have. And the male sex organ of the flower, it is the stamen, and it consists of slender filament. On that anther is present at the tip. So anther forms pollen grains. And female sex organs in the flower, you call that as carpel. You call that as carpel or pistil. And it consists of ovary with many ovules, maybe one or more than that. Okay, and the female gametophyte, that is embryo sac, it is present here, and the embryo sac mainly absorb each cell inside the embryo sac. It is of haploid and it has a three-celled structure also, three-celled egg apparatus, and one cell is egg cell is in the center and two synergids. Center is egg cell and the two cells surrounding you call that as synergids. Together you call that as egg apparatus. Egg plus synergids, you call that as egg apparatus. And three antipodal cells and two polar nuclei. Two polar nuclei present in the center. Antipodal cells, it is present in the opposite to that is the egg apparatus, it will be present. So polar nuclei fuse to form diploid secondary nucleus. This and all you studied in previous classes. The pollen grains after dispersal from the anther, it is carried by wind and other pollinating agents and reaches the pistil, okay, for pollination. And the pollen grains they germinate and through the stigma it enters, and from stigma and then style, and the pollen tube grows and it reaches the embryo sac. And in the embryo sac, two male gametes enter inside and one male gamete it fuses with the egg cell to form zygote, that you call that a syngamy, and another one it fuses with diploid secondary nucleus to form triploid primary endosperm nucleus, pen. Okay, endosperm nucleus is formed. So this type of fertilization you call that as double fertilization. So among the two male gametes, so one fuses with the egg cell to form zygote, that is syngamy, and another fuses with polar nuclei in the center. So polar nucleus already two nuclei are there, and 2 plus 1 male nuclei results in the formation of triploid structure, the triploid endosperm nucleus. So that's why syngamy along with that is triple fusion. You call that as double fertilization in these plants and all. The zygote develops into embryo and the primary endosperm nucleus pen it develops into endosperm. So endosperm it provides nourishment for the developing embryo. The synergids and antipodal cells what we studied, slowly they will degenerate after fertilization. After fertilization, ovules develop into seeds and the ovaries develops into fruit. Ovules into seeds and ovaries into fruit. See here it is a dicot plant. This is the flower, reproductive part of the plant. It is monocot plant. This is the reproductive part, monocot plant. So monocot plant they have this type of root system, and here when you observe in the case of dicot plant they show taproot system. Okay, so here both are comparative study, it has been shown here. So here it shows fibrous root system and that one taproot system in the case of dicot. Monocot shows fibrous root system. And when you observe that leaves and all parallel veins venation in the case of monocots, and in the case of dicots they show net-like veins, that is reticulate venation they show. And the flowers normally they have 4 to 5 petals and all the floral organs are arranged like that. But here in the case of monocot plant usually it is 3 and multiples of 3 it will be. Okay, And when you see the cut, stem cutting, the tiers of stem, they show scattered vascular bundle in the case of monocot. In dicot, so all are arranged in a ring, together arranged in a ring. This and all you will study detailing in anatomy of flowering plants. Okay, so comparative study, both diagram it has been given together. It is a dicot plant, it is monocot plant. Now let us study regarding the life cycle pattern in angiosperm. So here this is the female reproductive structure and this is the male reproductive structure. You can see the filament and anther, together you call that a stamen, and here it forms pollen grains, and the pollen grains, how they are formed. Pollen grains, it is formed in microsporangium, and by means of meiosis it is formed. It is the developed pollen grain. Okay, and here the pollen grain, then later when it reaches the stigma, it forms pollen tube and it reaches the embryo sac. So let us study regarding the female structure, megasporangium, and the megaspores are formed by meiosis. And can you see what we studied regarding, these three are antipodal cells, this is polar nuclei, this is egg apparatus, C2 synergids and the center egg. Okay, it is seen inside the embryo sac. When the pollen tube forms, it reaches the embryo sac and fusion occurs the center, that is primary endosperm nucleus, and this is egg apparatus. It forms, along with the egg it forms zygote. This is triple fusion, this is syngamy, together you call that as double fertilization, and it develops into later embryo. Okay, so ovule develops into seed, and the ovary it forms fruit, and when the seed grows it is converted into young sporophyte condition, that is diploid. Okay, this is the life cycle what you can see in an angiosperm. Okay children, hope you must have understood. So today we are concluding up to this. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.